All right, welcome back. Now, hopefully, you all can see my screen here. Okay, I'm going to use private windows from now on. I think I said this already. But man, the computer, everything runs a lot smoother using private windows. Using regular windows when I have to. Now, as you all know, my videos here, my streams here, yes, I create petitions. I've only created 2 so far. And, I write to and create content directed towards hospitals, grocery stores, different businesses, questioning the presence of dogs in these businesses. One of which we all have to use at some point, eventually. And if we're ever in the hospital, you don't want to be there in the first place. But you definitely want to minimize the chances that you died there. You want to go home. Okay? You want whatever issue you have to go away. You want to get up out of there. Why increase the chances? Why increase the mortality rate? Why do anything? As a doctor, as a nurse, that could potentially increase the chances of patients passing away, becoming infected with something. Something that you know full well increases the chances of this happening. Why would you do that? How could that possibly make sense? It doesn't. That's just what it is. And that makes this, in my eyes, one of the most logical petitions ever that anybody could ever create. It's very reasonable. There's nothing edgy. There's nothing radical about this. Okay? There's no way to criticize this argument, this petition, this objection to dogs in hospitals. I think it's impossible. You would really have to go out of your way and go out on a limb, a ridiculous limb, and sound ridiculous like you done lost your whole mind. Go ahead and try it. No doctor, especially not no world, like a country full of doctors, should co-sign with something like this. I'm personally surprised there hasn't been any doctors who have spoken out against this so far, at least made a tweet about it. Doctors use Twitter. Everybody got Twitter these days. Literally everybody. Now, I mentioned that we'll have a joint podcast tomorrow, and I want as many people there as possible, and I want your take on this. What possible objection is there to this? This is in line with this oath that they take of always doing everything in your power to make sure you give the best services to your patient. That's basically what it's about. Or, what the oath is about. And it's just nothing but common sense. So, basically, why would you do this? Not to mention the cold emptiness of interacting with the dog in what could potentially be your last moments on this earth. For what? For what? Just to one last time pretend like this thing is gazing and connecting with you and not simply food obsessed? It's ridiculous. So I was sitting here knee deep into my little online research that I like to do. Shout out to everybody, by the way. It is Saturday, and as you all know, I work a lot. At least for the past month. I've been working a lot, so my content creation has went down. At least at this age, 60 hours is a walloping challenge for anybody. I don't care what you're doing. If you're doing it, 60 hours, and I used to work 60 hours, but over 6 days, 10 hours a day, it was a little easier. Okay, obviously, for obvious reasons. But when you're in 5 days, you need to do nothing but go home, eat, sleep, and as soon as you wake up, pretty much it's right back to work. I used to hear people say that, even though I slip in a video here and there, but I used to hear people say that. Like, I never understood. Now I understand, and I co-sign with that. But yeah, I don't need no worthless. Listen, man, their brains don't work like ours. They're not human. We all know that. This does not benefit us in any way. It does more harm than good. Don't they say that the elderly are most at risk, are one of the groups, along with newborns? And you bring the dirtiest, filthiest creatures in there. Now, I did this before. This is very simple, if in my opinion, and basic. I did this before. Just do a simple search of hospital-acquired infections. Most of them are bacteria. Hospital, I didn't put dog anywhere in the tag. Also known as non-nosocomial. I do not know how to pronounce that word. Infections. What is that? Nosocomial infections are infections acquired in healthcare settings. A common bacterial culprits include is staph, Pseudomonas, what? Pseudomonas, what? Look at this. You pronounce it. Look at this. This is all bacteria. And look, this is a further list. A more detailed look. You see that? Common bacteria. And this is the most common. Now listen. Hospital-acquired infections is in top 10 cause of death for humans. It's not what you're sick with. It's not what you're infected with. It's picking up something while you're at the hospital. That's a leading cause of death for people. Do you know how crazy it is to make it a thing to bring dogs in the hospital? Do you understand that this was the case before they started bringing dogs in the hospitals? The most common acquired, one of the leading cause of death was hospital-acquired infections. Before this hauling of therapy dogs in the hospitals. So that means it was enough for them bringing that dog filth from their home to the hospital. That was contaminating the hospital bad enough. That had to have been where it was coming from. Where else? You're literally inside of a house cuddling and making out, basically. Even if it's just laying on you, whatever you're doing, rubbing on it, whatever. You're in a doghouse with a creature known for carrying the widest variety of bacteria. The widest easily between their mouth and their feces. Do a simple search. You're going to find them talking about dog bacteria in dog mouths and fecal matter the most, more than any other mouth or any other animal. Fecal matter of any other animal. This is a pattern throughout all. We're going to look at a few of them. This is a pattern throughout all research, doctors who have researched these hospital-acquired infections. It's mainly from interactions with fecal matter. That's ultimately what causes all this bacteria that people acquire in hospitals. It's coming from dogs. We're not stupid. Now, I've never heard of these bacteria in my life. Look at this. What is this? Klebsiella pneumoniae. What? I hope one of y'all can get online and attempt to pronounce some of these. Maybe some of you are in the medical industry. That's why I would like to hear from some of you, so you can get up here and articulate these bacteria. This in the top 10 leading cause of our death, human beings. You get sick with something simple. You're okay, you're fine, you expect to live through it, but you pass away because you acquired something while you were at the hospital. That's outrageous. Do you understand how outrageous that is? And why isn't that a concern? Why isn't that a common concern among people? It's really not. You don't hear people talking about stuff like this. And you should. When you should live through something, but you went in the hospital and then picked up something from some dog filth, basically. Now look at these tongue twisters here. When you search these bacteria, as I did, this is my second time doing this, you're going to find that all of them are carried in dogs. All I want to know, and this is just me, is if these bacteria that we're picking up, that we're usually picking up in hospitals, all I want to know is if they're connected with dogs in any way. Do dogs carry them? Because if so, then that dog is a possible transmitter of them and the most likely culprit. This is common sense. This is common sense. This is not IHD. Oh, you're coming up with an outlandish, radical conspiracy theory. Shut up. I'm sick of people and their stupidity. Stop it. That's the most likely culprit. Even if you're not bringing the dog in there. Even if there are no therapy dogs in hospitals, if these bacteria are the leading causes, or people usually picking up, it's most likely, almost guaranteed to be coming from these dogs that y'all cooped up in the house with, that you're bringing to work with you. It's already been established that these people contaminate the environments that they enter into without the dog. Why would you bring the source of something that's such a contaminant? Stop it. Just stop it. Okay? I don't want to hear actually, I want to hear you object. Do you dare object? That's what I want to hear. Okay? I'm not going to be, I'm going to be as professional as can be, because I genuinely want to hear. I'm interested. Why would any healthcare professional do this? So, any of you can do this. We all know E. coli with dogs. No reason to even look that up. And there's other bacteria. This is not a full list. I never heard no bacteria like this. Okay, now granted, I don't even look up bacteria. There you go. Can cause infection in dogs. Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, why are we now bringing these things? Look at this. What is this? What? Why would you write a word like this? Why would you create a word like this? Okay, I haven't even done this one yet. There you go. There you go. What is this? No. I'm taking bacteria from a simple list of the most common bacteria, and bacteria is the leading cause of hospital-acquired infections. No. There should have been petitions created a long time ago. You see how powerful of a position dogs hold in society? How revered they are? Nobody's really objected to this until now. Look at this. There you go. All I need to know is if it's transmittable from dogs to humans. They all are. It's just bacteria. And dogs are the most loaded with bacteria. What are we doing? What are you doing, doctors, so-called doctors? I can't think of any other thing that doctors are doing that disgraces their profession more than this. Can you? These are questions that I want you to answer. These are my questions to you. Let me write them down. These are my questions to you. What else are doctors, nurses commonly doing that directly opposes their profession itself? Are you plumb out of y'all's mind? Have y'all, here's the thing. Y'all just never thought that anybody could question or would question y'all's profession or what y'all doing in the hospital. Why is beyond me. When you're doing something as crazy as bringing dogs in there. Like what? More people should be. There you go, people. This is my first time searching many of these bacteria because I've done it before. Look at it. They got more. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this word right here. Stenotrophomonas. Maltophilia. What? Stop it. Watch this. There you go. Never fails. Because obviously, dogs are organisms. They can pick up bacteria just like anything else. And they just so happen to carry more than us and the most harmful bacteria. And y'all actually hauling these things in the hospitals? No. What? Look, here's another one. This really don't make no sense. And it seems like they were being conservative. It feels like they could have went on and on and on and on, and there you go. Every single one is common in dogs. I don't want to hear it. I do want to hear it. I do want to hear it. But man, good luck to you. If you can even put up halfway a good of an argument, if you could just sound sane, I would be impressed. Why do you think that it makes sense? Why do you think it makes sense to bring these things in the hospitals? You know full well that's the last place many people will visit. And you want to bring the most contaminated, while the top 10 leading cause of death for people is infections they pick up at what's supposed to be the cleanest place on the planet. You're now making it the filthiest and most germ-ridden. Bring these things basically from your garage, from your basement, straight into the hospital. Right on the hospital bed. People rubbing on nurses, doctors rubbing all over them. Dog everywhere. Dog in the atmosphere now is excrement, dog excrement. Urine all in the air, all up in your nose, all up you're breathing it. It's all over your clothes. What are y'all doing? What? This is embarrassing, actually. This is embarrassing act. This is such a blatant display of stupidity on part of one of the most educated classes on earth. How long do doctors have to go to go to school? Don't they have to go to school for like 10 years? I don't know, but please let me. Don't they have to go to school for like 10 years? It's like a ridiculously long time. Doctors have to be educated. Y'all should be the last people on earth that bring dogs in the hospital. People have to just not do with a lot of things when they're in the hospital. They can't drive. They can't do a lot of things. You just can't do with certain things when you're in the hospital. Dogs should be an obvious one. No, this blind praising of people with certain professions like doctors, nurses, that has to stop. They are committing some of the worst crimes in society with this. It's already a top 10 leading cause of death. Lord.
Animal Wise discovered.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that.
There's 10 illnesses humans can get from dogs with our list of zoonotic dog diseases. Nematodes. The spread of these parasitic worms is possible through the placenta, breast milk, ingestion of eggs from the ground, or ingestion of prey animals infested with them. This is exacerbated by the fact they can remain in the environment for prolonged periods. They do not usually cause symptoms in healthy animals, but can cause diarrhea and vomiting in puppies. Giardiasis. This disease is caused by protozoa responsible for profuse diarrhea, as always causing greater health repercussions in vulnerable animals. It is believed that certain genotypes can infect humans, although infection is much more common through the ingestion of contaminated water. Tapeworms. These are worms transmitted by fleas, similarly procured by the dog from the environment or by ingesting contaminated water or food.
Now, I didn't even deal with these in that list. We just dealt with bacteria. But these can be transmitted. It's parasites. Remember? We just dealt with bacteria.
Tapeworms can be asymptomatic, but we can sometimes observe proglatids around the dog's anus. These are eggs which appear like grains
Did you hear what he just said? Let me back that up.
But we can sometimes observe proglatids around the dog's anus. These are eggs which appear like grains of rice, causing agitation in affected areas. In humans, it can form hydatid cysts in the liver, lungs, and brain. A correct internal and external deworming schedule is the best prevention against these disorders. Filariasis. The vector of this disease involves a mosquito that transmits the parasite through its mouth organs, infesting the dog through bites. The filaria will go through different phases of maturation until it ends up lodging in the pulmonary arteries, the right side of the heart, and even the hepatic veins. In addition, females release microfilariae into the blood that can pass to a mosquito to be further passed on to another dog. It is not possible for the dog to directly infect us with the disease, but we could become infested if we are bitten by a parasitized mosquito. The dog would act as a reservoir for the parasite. Ringworm. This is a disease caused by fungus.
These things are so sickly and pathetic, man. This really does not make any sense, man. They are always falling out, passing out, becoming infected with nasty alien-like ulcers. These are nasty vectors of disease and infections. Some of which, like I said, we haven't even talked about. It ain't just bacteria. Especially, again, you can see some of these dogs, they're nasty and filthy.
It is true, some parasites known to infest dogs can also affect humans and vice versa. These may be accompanied by diseases of varying infectiousness. These pathologies are known as zoonotic diseases and can be prevented if we keep the dogs dewormed adequately. In this Animal Wise video, we're going to bring you information about canine parasites which can infest humans and also explain how to treat and prevent them.
Now, why should this be left off the list? So, this is not just discussion about bacteria. And if bacteria is the leading cause of hospital-acquired infections, Why bring the reservoir of parasites and make direct contact for that purpose of direct contact with it? And quite often, these things be on the beds. No, I don't want to hear, oh, we wash them. Y'all crazy?
Fleas, ticks, and lice are parasites which can easily transfer from a dog's skin to our own. They are carriers of serious disease such as Lyme's disease, but can also pass on other parasites such as worms when the eggs of these parasites are ingested or inhaled. These parasites are majorly responsible for gastrointestinal disorders. The most common are nematodes, giardias, and tapeworms. The transmission of intestinal parasites from dogs to humans can occur in different ways. Commonly, dogs interact with infested stool, then lick our hands.
They interact with what?
Commonly, dogs interact with infested stool, then lick.
Commonly? Y'all bring that into the hospital? Something that commonly interacts with stool, period? Come on. Now, listen, this is so obvious that I don't care how few signatures the petition gets. This is like the most obvious petition I've ever seen. One of the most. That is justified.
Lick our hand and we transfer it to our.
What did he say? Did you hear that?
Commonly, dogs interact with infested stool, then lick our hand and we transfer it to our own mouths.
All right.
Children tend to be most susceptible, so extra care with prevention is essential to protect them. Although also an internal parasite, this worm deserves a special mention because of its potential lethality. It is the cause of filariosis and is transmitted through mosquitoes. In this case, the dog does not directly infect the disease, but acts as a vector for the parasite. The mosquito can bite an infected dog, transport the parasite, and transmit it to a human or other animals when they feed again. This parasite is also transmitted by the bite of an infected flying insect. This time...
Okay, stop. When you... It is truly... Now, you see the Wikipedia. That's cartoonish. Go look at the Wikipedia. I've shown it several times. It's cartoonish. It's almost hard to believe this so many afflictions is common among... You see this? CDC confirms case of infection spread to humans from dogs.
The Atlanta-based CDC is confirming a case here in Georgia of an infection spread to humans by dogs. There are cases now in 15 states.
Wait, whoa. Bring this in the hospital? Now, as we all know, I just want to clarify once again, these things are always having outbreaks in these shelters. Just do your searches. They always having, the outbreaks are nonstop. It's always a group of them dropping dead over here, dropping dead over there. Oh, we have to shut down this shelter. Come on.
Wendy Corona is here in our studio. And Wendy, this infection has already sent more than a dozen people to hospitals.
It sure has, Jovita. Health experts say the strain that's going around is a nasty one. While they work to pinpoint the source, they're trying to get the word out to pet owners and anyone else who comes in contact with dogs.
Sometimes they'll have a fever, they'll be lethargic, they may be vomiting as well.
Dr. Nicholas
I don't want to vomit. I hate to vomit. I've vomited before. And whenever I vomit, before I vomit, I think I'm about to die. More than once, I've wondered, am I about to die? And I just had to vomit because I don't vomit that often. Okay, so I don't want to be up here vomiting.
Of the Blue Pearl.
In those episodes like that, you can die from stuff like that, these allergic reactions.
Veterinary clinic in Sandy Springs is talking about the warning signs for pet owners of a potentially dangerous bacteria known as Campylobacter.
Campylobacter. Now, you're going to hear that bacteria repeatedly. It is extremely common in the mouths of dogs. Extremely common. And it's always causing problems.
CDC is now reporting human cases in 15 states, including Georgia. There are 67 confirmed illnesses, and a quarter of those patients had to go to the hospital. The bacteria can make cats and dogs sick and spread to humans through contact with fecal matter.
Just because they may have some of the bacteria in their gut or in their feces, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make them sick.
But the strain that's going around is especially dangerous. Symptoms in humans include fever, stomach cramps, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting. The CDC says it's linked dozens of cases in other states to Petland stores involving workers or customers who purchased puppies. Health officials have not yet identified the source or released details about the Georgia case. While they work to pinpoint the cause, the best advice for pet owners: take precautions.
Usually it's a pretty rare disease, and so the important things are to be sure that you wash your hands after.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. And they keep talking about it being common in cats, but all they show and talk about is dogs, and the only thing they report is known outbreaks in dogs. Don't talk to me about other animals it's common in when you only find dogs infected with them. See, that's a word game. That's a con. That's a little game they play. Okay? Don't fall for that. If you only see dogs falling out, shut up about rabbits and squirrels and cats can get it too. Shut up. These animals run around just fine. They ain't collapsing and falling in groups and getting infection and having outbreaks and holes forming in their very bodies and they're oozing out pus and all this. Get out of here, man. Y'all should see some of the infections these nasty mutants be breaking out with. It ain't make no sense. And they keep being deceptive about it.
An alert tonight for animal lovers. Doctors say they're seeing more and more cases of drug-resistant bacteria.
4 News Corner's Julie Salamon showing you what you need to know to protect your pet. Julie?
Patrick and Emily, I spoke to one pet owner today whose dog had several sores on its body, and traditional antibiotics did little to help treat the condition. Vets say it's a growing problem.
So he's lucky. He's definitely well on his way to healing.
For several weeks now, Dr. Linda Spiel has treated Hilton, the golden retriever, for a skin bacteria. The bacteria is equivalent to MRSA in humans. The bacteria has proven to be more resistant to antibiotics.
There's only a few antibiotics that would work on this dog, and luckily we found one that is actually doing a really good job. They're healing up very nicely.
Hilton's lesions are now healing, but here's what they looked like when the owner first brought...
What? Listen, I guess this is some type of staph infection, and that those are quite often resistant to antibiotics. So listen, all I see is holes forming in this mutt's body with pus. What I see is pus in there, and this is not mango worms. Remember, they look like that when they're infected with mango worms too, and there will be a bunch of worms inside of these holes that just appear out of nowhere. What? You bring this thing in no hospital? Are you out of your mind? Something that'll just randomly develop something like this. Don't talk to me about how everything else contracts these. What happens is these things be passing staph to y'all. You the owner, you the person. And then y'all pass it to other people. That's the crime.
Her dog to Dr. DeSpiel.
It looks pretty nasty. So when they look that nasty and they're that deep with an ulcer like that, we always get a culture because we're worried that there's something more than just a regular skin infection going on.
Hilton's been taking antibiotics for the last 2 weeks, and he probably has at least another 2 weeks to go.
You know, this is more of a dog problem we're dealing with.
Listen, yeah, I believe something that just stands there slobbering would develop something like that. That's fitting.
Dr. Randy Eisel at Animal Life Veterinary Center is seeing 1 to 2 cases of the highly resistant bacteria each week, and that's concerning.
It only becomes more of a serious concern when, that bacteria happens to be resistant to, common antibiotics.
The bacteria typically attacks dogs with a weaker immune system.
Had a case recently. That
You
dog-
mean like people in the hospital? That's a common theme. These antibiotic resistant infections that they acquire in the hospital.
was resistant to 18 different antibiotics.
And that forces vets like Dr. Eisel to maybe use newer antibiotics with potential side effects.
Resistant to 18 antibiotics? That's ridiculous. You should... shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. Don't talk about me. Don't talk to me about honor or oaths, traditions, or none of that.
They have potential side effects with it, whether it's potential damage to the kidneys, bone marrow, blood dyscrasias and things.
So how can you prevent your pet from getting this type of bacteria? Dr. Eisel says you really can't because bacteria is everywhere, but he does...
Oh, stop. 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 Y'all bring the most infected. These things, in my opinion, self-develop bacteria. They are born with parasites. They're just nasty through and through.
One of the benefits about paper...
We all know this. And they're always interacting with fecal matter. As you all heard, to the extent that it gets on their skin because it's found on their dander, which goes airborne.
General Hospital now has a therapy dog that will help the mental health of both patients and employees. Zach Stidham shows us how this hound is expected to have a positive impact at the hospital.
Greene County General Hospital therapy dog Sunny has been training for this position since she was a puppy and passed all of her training and tests with flying colors. She'll be involved in multiple departments within the hospital.
You see, this is, oh my goodness. Like, this is hard to watch when you know the truth.
Hospitals such as speech therapy and social services, along with numerous visits to patients throughout the day. Beth Johnson, an advanced trainer with Ultimate Canine, says Sunny understands special commands that allows her to help employees and patients.
He just helps kind of spread joy.
Wow. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And do y'all know, as we all know, many of these dogs are just one of their own personal pets that they brought from home.
Spread comfort, really kind of take the anxiety level down that a lot of times that you see.
Are you crazy? You want to talk about anxiety? You know how many solutions there are for anxiety? You're in a hospital. If anxiety is such a problem, I'm sure the doctor can give you something for it. Okay? There are many natural remedies. Please don't start with that. You're going to base this on anxiety. You're going to try to justify bringing these things into hospitals. You talk about anxiety. This was uploaded a month ago.
In tough situations in a hospital, and she's just basically a good ambassador for the staff in the hospital.
Johnson says there will be 8 people within the hospital that are trained and certified to be therapy dog handlers.
Why don't you just bring a cup of sewer water and just start dashing it on people in the hospital too? Huh? Why don't you put sewer water in a spray bottle and just come through the hospital, just start spraying it everywhere while you're at it? Real smart. Real smart there, doctors, nurses. What are these people doing over here? Are you insane? You bring these turd monsters. That's basically what they are, turd monsters. They're hyper attracted to feces. Are you crazy? They're so attracted. That's one of the reasons they sniff each other's anus. They smell the fecal matter. And if the dog defecates, they will then eat it. This is insane. That's why they always got their head buried on the ground outside. We all know if they encounter fecal matter, they eat it right up. And we all know these people have walked outside with these dogs. The dog been outside on the ground. And they talk about how a lot of these bacteria is found in soil. Found in soil. Don't dogs interact with soil more than people? Like I said, we don't walk in hospitals and start standing on beds.
So that Sunny will be able to properly interact with everyone around her.
Whether it's staff or whether it's patients or visitors, when they see her, they just brighten up. It's just like the whole look on their face totally changes and they really brighten up. And it makes my heart feel happy that she's going to bring that kind of...
Okay, that's goofy. Okay. Okay. You had a chance to make the argument of why you're doing something this crazy, why you're bringing such a filthy, such a contaminant into a place that's supposed to be the cleanest place on earth, when already hospital-acquired infections are the leading cause, top 10 leading cause of deaths for people. Are you out of your mind? It's real simple. Real simple. Are you plumb out of your mind? Okay, everybody should know better. I don't care what profession you got. I guess this is the dog's handler, or maybe a cop. Look like she got a stun gun, a security officer, or whatever. You should know better. Whatever level of education you have, you should know better. You don't have to be a doctor to know better. Okay? And they're hauling these things in the hospitals at a high rate. Are you out of your mind?
You saw what happened, but you don't know the full story. Read the pinned comment. You saw what happened, but you don't know the full story.
What?
Read the pinned...
Dogs save lives in hospitals? See, this is the narrative that they're trying to push. That's what they're trying to push. That they're like medicine.
Therapy dogs have become an integral part of healing in hospitals worldwide. These remarkable canines bring comfort and joy to patients, reducing stress and anxiety during challenging times.
Are you out? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. If you don't get out of here. What a disgrace to the medical field. This is the number one embarrassment of our medical professionals countrywide. I say that to all. Do any of you disagree with that? Listen, as I speak, make these outlandish to some statements, write them down. Write anything you want to question me about, something I say, write them down. Hey, say, I disagree with that. Because this is something else that I'm saying. There's nothing else that the medical professional, the medical field is doing that is as disgraceful and counterproductive as this. Forget disgraceful, because that's like an emotional word. That it is counterproductive. Counterproductive. This goes against everything that hospitals are supposed to be. Conscious of disease, infections, and their recklessness is already the cause, one of the top 10 causes of fatalities for people. They come in there with something minor, catch something while they're there, and pass away. That is negligence at the highest level.
Studies have shown that interacting with therapy dogs can lower blood pressure, decrease pain perception, and improve overall mood. These
pain perception? What?
Dogs can lower blood pressure, decrease pain perception.
What? In the hospital? You want to compare the dog's ability to do that with some straight up morphine or some hydrocodone? You trying to make an argument for a dog's ability to relieve pain in a hospital? Doctors got all the goodies. Are you out of your mind? He will give you something that will knock you on your behind. Have you floating on cloud 9. Are you crazy? If I'm in pain, I don't want to rub no dog. It is not going to take anybody's pain away. Stop it. Like, you see how, in a way, this is like insulting. It's insulting.
And improve overall mood. These four-legged healers visit patients of all ages.
What will improve my overall mood is opioids and acetaminophen. If I'm in pain and I'm not feeling good because I'm in a hospital, right, going through some things, I'm sure they get stuff far more effective than rubbing on a worthless mutt. These are their arguments as to why they're bringing these contaminants in the hospitals. I'm just sharing with you what I see as much better alternatives, if that's what you want to talk about. Anxiety and pain and not feeling so good. Right? You want to contaminate the whole hospital for that.
From children to the elderly, providing a unique form of emotional support.
Children to the elderly, who are also, who y'all tell us, are more vulnerable to infections because of their underdeveloped immune system. Real smart. There you go. Real smart.
Their presence can motivate patients to engage in physical therapy, boost social interaction.
Huh? What was that?
Form of emotional support. Their presence can motivate patients to engage in physical therapy.
It really? All right, this is comical at this point. Right.
Boost social interaction and even aid in cognitive function. Hospital staff also benefit from these furry visitors, experiencing reduced stress levels and improved job satisfaction. The impact of therapy dogs.
Wow. No. Yeah, listen, workers, you just have to go 8 hours with no dog. Maybe some of you work longer hours. Make it 12 hours with no dog. That should just be your life. It's bad enough that you're bringing the dog filth into the hospitals. That's already causing people problems. It's causing people to lose their life. This is insane, if you ask me. Just one of those insane things about society.
Dogs extends beyond individual patients, creating a more positive and healing environment throughout the hospital. As we continue to recognize the power of the human-animal bond, therapy dogs are proving to be invaluable partners in the journey to recovery and well-being.
Wow. Okay. I mean, we haven't even talked about people with allergies, with xenophobia, people who are just not dog people. This is insane. Man, good luck to you.
Novant Health's therapy dog program continues to expand, providing both patients and staff some comfort during their daily visits.
As the program...
These are all recent videos. All these news videos, they're all recent. They are hauling these things in the hospitals at such a high rate because most of it is not being caught. It's not being reported on by the media.
Proves to be more and more successful. Novant Health continues to look for more dogs to join in on this journey.
You're not as slobbery as my dog.
It's a Wednesday afternoon at Novant Health's Cancer Institute in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
Patients.
Don't they say people with cancer have a reduced immune system? It's not as functional? Okay. Now, even, you know how they say, well, if you don't want to interact with the dog, you don't have to. No, if I have cancer and my immune system is not as good as it should be, I have a problem with the dog in the building. I have a problem with people touching it and everything. That can affect me. This is crazy.
Are coming in and out for their visits, hoping for some good news.
I just was having pains and I came in and they told me I had prostate cancer.
David Simonis has been one of the soldiers battling the illness for a little less than a year now.
I'd like to get one like this.
A dog lover himself.
Appreciate the dogs being here.
These pups help provide distraction and comfort during doctors' visits.
I think it's great. I think more people should do it.
More people, like volunteer David Roberts.
She's becoming everybody's best friend.
And his golden, Baker.
She's 8.5, so she's got a lot of love still to give.
The two try to visit a different area of Novant Health at least twice a week.
She loves guest services. She has a lot of favorites in ICU and the nurses' stations.
The pet therapy program has been around for a few years now, but continues to expand.
We've been growing the program. We're up to 6 dogs now, which is very exciting.
These dogs provide comfort and care to the...
That is insane. They're turning these hospitals into one of these dog hoarding homes. You know how several of these homes are found with multiple dogs inside of them? This is what they're doing. Having their periodic dog hoarding moments. Are you crazy?
Those who need it most.
And we find that patients and team members alike benefit from having the dogs visit each week, and they get to know them and they anticipate those visits.
That is insane. That they act as if we can't expect adults to just not do without dogs for 8 to 12 hours out of their life. To just at least make hospitals one place where dogs are not. No animals. That's what we're trying to protect people from. That's, oh my goodness. The hospital is supposed to be a place free of zoonotic infections and all forms of bacteria. This is insane. For affection, stop it. Lord.
Since its founding in 1928, Oklahoma Children's Hospital OU Health has provided exceptional care for children.
No,
Originally known
let's not go there. But yes, they are. Yes, they are. I can't even show that. I can't show that. The age, is too out of pocket on that one.
Therapy dogs choice
This is crazy. What's the point of a hospital at this point? What makes it a hospital? That's, as a kid, that was always what I admired about hospitals. How clean they were. Like, I could smell how clean it was. And they still try to boast about it. You can't boast about cleanliness in hospitals now. It's just crazy. I want hospitals to be clean. What? Cannot make this up.
That's the story.
Trips to the hospital can be scary, especially for children. That's why Lutheran Hospital is making it a bit easier with some fluffy support. Lutheran Children's Hospital has a new set of helping paws. 1-year-old Bernedoodle Pepper is the hospital's newest therapy dog. She and other dogs give patients some extra support during.
What's so crazy is they bring some of the most contaminating dogs. The furrier they are, the more they give off dander and hair. This is so crazy. Like, wow, where's your sense of... Well, if you don't have it at home, why would you have it in the hospital, right? See what Dog Society has done? It almost made it inevitable that they would start hauling dogs into hospitals, a place that's supposed to be known to be clean and germ-free.
Their hospitals.
Family members throughout the hospital were constantly walking through some of the lobbies and meet family members that need support as well. So just that little bit of being able to give attention to the dogs, I feel like the therapy dogs just kind of soak it up and
this is so shameful. This is so shameful. Dog culture. I at least expected you all to keep dogs out of hospitals. As crazy as you are about dogs, I don't think I'm alone. But y'all don't have that much decency. Keep them out of hospitals.
And take it on their little shoulders.
While Pepper's work brings fun and smiles to kids' faces, it's a lot of
something that licks on you, spreads with hyper germ infested mouths, known to lick on you. You want to bring that into a hospital? Now, we already saw that one. This was uploaded 3 days ago.
Okay,
now,
Little Wendy's hack.
Now, wait a minute. Now,
if you want to see,
if I'm able to get this, to find this many recent videos, that means I can find an equal number from any other previous point in time. This is uploaded 4 days ago. So they're basically dog hoarding hospitals, basically.
Super fresh, high quality burger.
Wait a minute.
Every time.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Huh? Shame on you. Everyone who took the oath. You took the Hippocratic oath. Wait, where you at? Do you have to take it to be a nurse? You should. If you don't, you should. But shame on you. Shame on you. Who took the oath. And you're not speaking out against dogs in hospitals. This is crazy.
Less anxious.
Less anxious, less scared. This is a study that I think my medical team is going to hope I bring to life. It's a study that shows that a few minutes of cuddling with a therapy dog can reduce that anxiety and that fear among children.
What is he? A news medical correspondent? Doctor? Oh, he's a doctor. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, you're one of the people I'm talking about. Shame on you.
that anxiety and that fear among children, and it was a significant drop. This is a new study published by JAMA, a large peer-reviewed journal, and they examined 80 children who were going through that scary emergency room visit, and they found that those children...
You know, here's the thing. If you were to measure, say, a young person's anxiety levels, and after you measure them, you then interact with the child yourself, don't you think their anxiety and stress levels will be reduced? You don't think a mother could, or a father could simply hug their child and make them feel better? You think it makes sense to bring a whole filthy, contaminant monster beast? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Who doubts that? Are there any medical professionals who would doubt that? Do you think a dog would do a better job at decreasing a person's anxiety than another person? I don't think so. See, I've never done studies on it. You've never published studies. Well, there is one that I shared before about how hyper effective it is to get human affection. I did multiple streams on that. How they proved that getting human affection reduces pain far more effectively than anything else that's you don't have to orally take. Stress and all that, interacting with people. Yeah. So they have to lie to treat hospitals. This is basically what this is. Just like I got all of these videos from a few days ago, within a span of a few days, you can go in any other time period and find an equal number, if not more. I could have found a lot more. This is crazy. And you justified it on a capability to reduce stress and anxiety. Please. That is insane.
Children who had a therapy dog experience during their hospital course had almost a double point reduction in their anxiety and their fear compared to children who did not have that access.
So how do we make the ER less scary for kids?
So pathetic. And they try to pretend, it's just so magical. Get out of here. Look at how special dogs are. Get out. Double point reduction. I guarantee interaction with a human would have reduced it even more. But you're not testing that. You're not putting out these little pathetic, little goofy tests. The young person, whoever you're talking about, could have probably squeezed one of those stress balls, and it would have been reduced more than it was reduced here. Get out of here. He probably could have drank a cup of warm water. It would have had more of a stress reduction than he had interacting with that worthless, stupid, stinking mutt. Like I said, most likely their stress levels increased, and I believe many of them they actually did. And y'all just lying. Y'all just flat out lying. Nobody stress reproduce. You just randomly bringing dogs around people. Talk to me about how they're being relaxed and feel relaxed. That's the one thing you're not. That's why you're always hyper rubbing on them, trying to protect yourself from them. Oh, don't attack me. If you attack somebody else. I'm rubbing on you. Get out of here, man. Lord, why am I seeing a cheeseburger on y'all's screen? Are y'all looking at a cheeseburger right now? Y'all should not be looking at a cheeseburger. So listen, medical professionals, this is my argument against you. Now, I'm going to produce more content today. It's still early. I don't know what time it is where y'all is. It's 1 p.m. here. So I'm going to also produce more content on my original channel, my original I Hate Dogs channel today. I'm going to deal with different things. And I'm going to come back to this subject again tomorrow. And I'm going to open up the stream. I don't know what's going to happen. Well, I do know what's going to happen. So if you join the stream, the video will also upload to your channel. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never done it before. But the video will also automatically upload on your channel. So be ready for that. And I guess after that, if you want, you could just delete it. I understand people got, you might have a channel based on something else, and you don't want dog content on your channel. If that's the case, you could always delete it. All right, but medical professionals, if you're a doctor, I know, hey, we see you. Why am I seeing a double cheeseburger on y'all? Are y'all looking at a cheeseburger right now? I hope y'all not looking at a double cheeseburger. If any of you medical professionals still defend, how do you defend bringing dogs into hospitals? After the argument that I'm making against dogs in hospitals, and other people share this opinion, and they'll voice their opinion also. Okay, so be ready for that. Be ready for that. Other people agree, and they make more points. So this is like a high level of criticism, you know, a major objection to what y'all doing here, and you forcing everybody to deal with it, bringing all that dog filth. Y'all bringing enough of that filth in from your homes. Lord, y'all trying to make it what? The top 3 leading cause of death? Which it probably already is. You talk about that bug of 2020 or any other, these other outbreaks, they almost always got something to do with dogs. Some bacteria that dogs carry. That is insane to me. So if any of you have an objection, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear it. So I usually get up around this time. Look forward to around, I would say 11:30ish. I think that's around the time. How long have I been here? About an hour. Today I went live at about noon. Yeah, it was about 12 o'clock. So yeah, around that time, look for me to go live. And if definitely, if you have an objection, I'm not going to try to bite your head off. For whatever reason, people have painted me as an insane bully, a very mean, insane bully. For whatever strange reason, I'm not. But man, I'm not going to just tolerate stupidity, though. You know, I can't do that. That's what's got me as far as I am, and I feel like I've dodged death more than once. So shout out to all of you. Hope you're able to join me tomorrow. I'll go live again tomorrow as we continue with this crusade.